Today I want to talk about Calvin Booth, the man who will be replacing Tim Connelly. And what did we learn? I want to hear your thoughts down below. What did you guys think of this move? Uncompensated. The Denver Nuggets don't pay for shit. I love the Denver Nuggets, but they let, you know, Masai Ujiri walk to the Toronto Raptors uncompensated, even though he was a true free agent. Tim Connelly almost left 3 years ago to the Wizards, and the only reason he didn't go to the Wizards was the Wizards didn't pursue him hard enough. And it's rumored that if they had, he would have. And this is a philosophy under Stan Kroenke that they don't pay executives. And besides not paying executives, there's another thing, is that this is an organization that doesn't invest in their practice facility. They don't invest in their staff or their basketball infrastructure. The Nuggets invest as little as possible in their basketball operation as any other team in the league. And it's a complaint that goes back over a decade. And if you're a Denver Nuggets fan, they haven't been on local TV for 3 years, a staggering state of affairs. And the reason for that is there's basically a siege happening, a standoff between Altitude Sports and Comcast and Dish. Basically, they're not paying enough. It's because everybody's getting rid of cable, and there's complaints about how they would stream it. So it's hard to watch the games. And they got outbid by Minnesota. So now, Calvin Booth, who will be the man replacing him, he's a well-liked, respected lieutenant of Tim Connelly. He's going to be the guy promoted, and he'll add to the list of minority top executives that needs to grow, because there are very few executives who are minorities in the league, and there need to be more of them. Besides that, let's talk about it. What's going to happen? On the day he left, Tim Connelly's salary still placed him at the bottom of the league, but he obviously made the greatest draft pick of all time in NBA history, drafting at number 41 overall Nikola Jokic, and won 4 playoff series in 3 years without paying a single cent in luxury tax. And maybe he left because he knows his boy Calvin Booth is going to have to deal with what writing is on the wall. Because the Nuggets are set to be a luxury taxpayer in 2022 to 2023, and they don't have to end up there, but in particular, the Michael Porter Jr. situation hangs over their team's future, as it could force some decisions. Next year, Michael Porter Jr. begins the first year of a 5-year, $133 million extension that is guaranteed $146 million. The timing of this is unfortunate, as immediately after signing that deal, Michael Porter Jr. began to have back issues. After 9 terrible games, Michael Porter Jr. underwent back surgery. That knocked him out for the season. He already missed 2018 and 2019 because of back surgery, and most of his freshman season due to the same. In 2018, you'll recall, Michael Porter Jr.'s outlook was grim enough that multiple teams red flagged him in the draft because of the injury report, even though he was an obvious lottery talent. And it's been said that Michael Porter Jr.'s draft workout in 2018 was the greatest 1-on-0 shooting exhibition ever seen. And at least one league insider wondered if Porter's grim outlook played a role in Conley's decision, although all indications suggest that it was because of the money and the owner equity. Now, the Nuggets are slated to be $15 million over the luxury tax this coming season, with max contracts for Jokic, Porter, and Murray, and a sizable extension on Aaron Gordon. And Jokic has that Supermax extension, which is a no-brainer, of 5-year, $254 million, and will make Denver a tax team in 23-24 and further without anything else. Yes, the Nuggets, they aren't afraid to pay the luxury tax, even though they signed Porter's extension, but that's NBA Executive 101. Even if you have no intention of paying luxury tax, front like you will, which means act like you will, and risk getting put over a barrel in trade talks. And that's what they're doing. They have to say that they don't want to pay. They want to pay the luxury tax, so they do trade talks. They can make up for it. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, longtime Denver fans will say back in 2008 there was a trade deal that dropped Marcus Camby on the Clippers roster when the Nuggets were facing a sizable tax bill for the coming season. And the deal was wildly unpopular at the time because the Nuggets made the conference finals for only the 3rd time in franchise history the next season when they did it. So, hey, could work out. But either way, Jokic is awesome, and the Nuggets arguably you saw that they were still a top, 7 team in the West without Murray and Porter. And as long as Jokic is there, you could argue that they could maybe move Porter or Murray or both of them and still be fine. Or you could argue that would they really have that much of a drop off if Will Barton, who's owed 14.4, and Monte Morris 9.6 would traded? I think Morris I wouldn't want to return. Well, I mean, wouldn't want to trade because I would like him to be there. But you could argue that the development of Bones Highland would make him expendable, and moving him off the books and limiting their free agent appetite to medium-ish deals and mid-level exceptions could close them below the tax line, and it wouldn't be too much trouble, even if Jeff Green and Michael Green opt into their deals. In the big picture, one could argue there's nothing wrong with this. This has been a largely successful franchise. It had 8 50-win seasons since 07 to 08 season, 14 playoff appearances in the last 19. And the Nuggets win games and scrape out a profit in a tough market to make a profit. And they've made deep playoff runs before. So from a fan's perspective, however, there's a little bit of disappointment knowing that the team will only go so far financially and cut every cuttable corner possible along the way. The Nuggets aren't going to keep top executives or pay top dollars for new ones or go into a payroll stratosphere like the Golden State Warriors or the Lakers are doing. Connelly's departure was the latest sign of that and an omen for what might happen to the team's payroll in the future. So I want to hear your thoughts down below if you guys agree.